Good morning, everybody. I want to begin today with a movie quote. Last night, Leah and I watched The Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers. And in it, the two main characters, or two of the main characters, Sam and Frodo, find themselves in a very discouraging way. And in that moment of despair, Frodo says, "I can't do this, Sam." He's ready to give up. And Sam's response goes like this. It's a lengthy quote, but it's so good. In fact, after we watched this particular scene, Leah looked at me and goes, "You're going to use that in your Devo tomorrow, aren't you?" It goes like this. Frodo has said, "I can't do this, Sam." And then Sam says, "I know. It's all wrong. By rights, we shouldn't even be here. But we are. It's like in the great stories, Mr. Frodo, the ones that really mattered. Full of darkness and danger they were. And sometimes you didn't want to know the end, because how could the end be happy? How could the world go back to the way it was when so much bad had happened? But in the end, it's only a passing thing, this shadow. Even darkness must pass. A new day will come, and when the sun shines, it will shine out the clearer." Sam goes on, he says, "Those were the stories that stayed with you, that meant something, even if you were too small to understand why. But I think, Mr. Frodo, I do understand. I know now. Folk in those stories had lots of chances of turning back, only they didn't. They kept going because they were holding on to something." Can I ask you this morning, what are you holding on to? What is keeping you going? Our scripture today is my favorite verse. It comes in 1 Corinthians chapter 2. Paul is trying to explain to the Corinthians why they need to put their faith in and trust in Jesus and not in himself or other men. He's trying to explain to them that he is nothing special. It is Jesus that has made him successful. In chapter 2, he writes to them that when he came to them to preach the gospel, he was so afraid that he was weak and trembling. Do some of you feel that way today? He didn't know if they would torture him or kill him or imprison him for preaching the gospel. But he did it anyway, to great success. Why? How? He gives us the simple secret in 1 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 2. Paul says, "For I decided to know nothing among you except Jesus Christ and him crucified." I decided to know nothing while I was among you except for Jesus Christ and him crucified. Listen, whether it be worry or fear or doubt, temptation or depression or tragedy, whatever it may be, even the good moments, 1 Corinthians 2:2 is always the answer. Keep a strong and steady focus on the cross, my friends. It is there that Jesus Christ overcame the world, sin, and death. It is there that he saved you from anything this world can throw at you. Do not despair. Decide to know nothing, not the what ifs, not the doubts, not the self-made assessments. Decide to know nothing except for Jesus Christ on the cross. The one thing you can know for sure in these uncertain times is that Jesus died on the cross and made a way for you, listen, to move from the temporal to the eternal. So I think of that old song, "Turn your eyes upon Jesus, and the things of this world will grow strangely dim." Amen. We'll see you tomorrow.